it's Bruce Parker time again. How you doing? Hope things are going great. Hope you're getting your practice going in the vision you have and writing your vision down. You know, when you put things on paper, they tend to manifest faster. There's so many stories of people who've written things down and later they found their goals and they had accomplished everything they had. I did it. I had a journal that I used to write in, and I finally ended up not using that journal anymore, and I put it away, and I was moving, and I found it again, and I read it, and it had been like 6 years later. Everything in that journal that I wrote down as a dream had been accomplished and more. So write things down as you're going through them, because these principles, though they seem basic, they're powerful. So principles of transformation number 5, 6, and 7 today. And this is a cool one. My level of inner success is determined by the amount of truth I can take. Think about that for a second. My level of inner success. Remember I talked about having this? You have to be able to have it before you can have it. You have to have it in your head. You have to know it's possible and see yourself doing it. Inner success is knowing you're the one for the job. Inner success, if you want to see 100 patients a day again, you're not going to see 100 patients a day if you don't, inside of your mind, think you can. So, inner success is determined by the amount of truth. This is a cool one, the truth I can take. And this is the word that kind of separates those that do and those that don't. Have you ever wondered, in our profession, we have like this small percentage, about 2 or 3 or maybe 10% of the population of chiropractors doing really well. I call them the few that do. If you went out there and looked at a lot of the people that are having extremely great practices, they're usually the ones going to the seminars, they're the ones that are having coaching, they're the ones that are trying to even get better. And the ones that are having the toughest time in the world are the ones that don't want to change. They want to blame, they want to justify. And so if I walked up to you and said, listen, dude, or dudette, whatever the, gender would be right for. And I said, listen, your practice it sucks because you suck. And you might want to hit me. But if I was nicer and says, listen, you're not doing this, therefore you're not getting that. Again, if you find yourself defending what you're not doing, and you don't take action, you're not going to change. But on the other hand, if I could walk into you and tell you what you need to do, if you can go through these principles and actually write them down and look at them and realize, if you've never heard them before, and start realizing something that you've learned, that's more truth coming in, that's more things that you're accepting, you're going to grow better. We call that being coachable. If I've been told, I'm not going to practice because I'm going to always justify that my practice is not doing well because of my location, and somebody comes up to me and proves to me that it's not my location, it's the way I'm doing things, and they point out what I'm doing wrong, but I want to fight them, I can't take the truth. Therefore, I'm not going to have success. So, find yourself open and realizing that getting coaching or taking ideas or getting counsel doesn't mean you're broken. It's not a upset. You'll find most people that are successful, they use coaches. They use people that give them advice. And they listen to them and they implement because they've already done it. And they've got a good, clear picture how it should be. It's impossible to learn what you think you already know. I said this a while ago when I started this series of tapes. I said, you may hear things that you have heard before. And if you have, great. But ask the question, are you using it? And you might say, well, I don't really need that. And when you don't need it, then you don't feel you have to. So it's impossible to learn what you think you already know or to accept a solution to a problem you don't feel you have. If you're justifying right now that your practice is not growing because of a certain reason, and I offered you a solution, and you go, well, that's not my problem. My patients, this is one I hear a lot. And again, I'm not taking shots at anybody. I'm just using examples of my experience. But I hear this a lot. My patients love me. I just need to have more. But the ones I got, oh my gosh, they just love me. Now, here's where the inner truth and that says come for them. I say, my comeback to that is, no, they don't. If they loved you, they would pay their bills. They would show up on time. They would refer their friends. They would, they'd be standing up and promoting chiropractic in the community. They'd have their family. If you think your patients love you and they don't have their spouse and their children under care, they might like you. They don't respect you, but they might like you. They probably don't love you, and they certainly don't respect you. When they respect you, they bring their children to you. The first time a woman handed me their baby, their child, I took it, as this is pretty cool. But then as I got older and more mature, I looked back at that and I said, oh my gosh, that was the biggest honor I could have ever asked. For a woman to hand me their child and say, take care of my child, to me that showed that they trusted me and respected me. And I felt honored. I felt obligated. When you get a referral, do you feel obligated? Do you really feel that you now... I feel like I owe the person that referred someone to give 110% to the person they referred to me, because they trust me and they respect me and they're sending their friends to me. I'm not saying I have to get them better. They may not be able to get better, but I give them what I can give them. I give them my best. I give them my best education. I give them my best attention. Obviously, I lock on to them when I'm in the room with them. I'm focused 100% on them, and I do what I can do. Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I adjust the bone and God does the healing. If the patient is, limitation of matter, if they're already too diseased, they may not get better. But in most situations, if you've been around any time at all, people get better under chiropractic. The biggest challenge is making sure they show up to get adjusted, and then follow through and do the things you say. So open up, take what people say and listen to it and see if there's some truth there. Be humble in life. And realize that if you're not growing, there's something that maybe you don't have it, even if you feel you have it. Which leads us to principle 7. Negative feelings towards others punish me on the spot. For anyone I hate owns me. So if you start hating chiropractic because it's not been good for you as well as you thought it would be, I know people right now that are not referring people to college because they said that chiropractic practice is so hard, I wouldn't have my friends go there. Yet, the chiropractors that are flourishing and prospering right now are referring students because they love the principles and the actions of chiropractic. It just didn't work for you because you haven't worked it yet. You see, chiropractic works, sometimes you don't. So if you have negative feelings about things, basically it punches you on the spot. Have you ever known someone maybe that you don't like, and then you run into them? How do you feel? Instantly, oh God, there's that so-and-so. You're being punished right there. You're going from a positive valence to a negative valence just because you saw somebody. They own you. They own you. If you think right now that the lack of new patients, and you got negative feelings about that, go out and get new patients. Start telling people the truth, because what's going to happen is this. Everyone you look at, the things they don't understand chiropractic, or they don't want or you judge them to not want chiropractic, have you ever asked them? And as you start changing your negative feelings towards others into positive feelings, no matter how that you think they may or may not feel from you, I used to always say that how someone feels about me is none of my business, because as long as I have myself in check and I know that I'm doing my purpose, I'm out there telling people I'm willing to make somebody mad. I'm willing to upset someone. As long as I'm not trying to go out and be, mean to someone. But if I walk up in front of somebody and I tell my truth, what I've learned, what I've experienced as being the truth, if they don't like it, that's their fault. It's their fault, because they're not open. They won't allow inner success to come out because they can't take any truth. You'll find your best patients are the ones that are the most open. You will find the chiropractors that are doing the best are the most open, the most humble, and the most willing to share. It's a law of belief. What you believe becomes your reality. When you believe that you're the right person for the job, when you believe that you have the information for your community, and that they're going to basically benefit from what you have to offer. I call this, you'll hear it later, called the gift shift. I look at telling chiropractic to the public as a gift. I don't look at it as trying to sell my practice or trying to promote myself. I used to. I used to be afraid to ask for a referral because I thought that people think I'm trying to build my practice. No, I finally realized that they're better off seeing me than some allopath down the street that's going to give them drugs or treatment that doesn't do anything. I get my patients to confront their life and take action towards it. I get them to start taking better care of themselves. I get them more responsible. And that's a gift. Hopefully these principles are helping you and you enjoy them. And I will see you on the next event.